Hey, like Muhammad Ali says, the will got to be stronger than the skills. Today wasn't about skills. Today was about will strength. And I knew the type of fighter I was fighting. This guy's a triathlon athlete, for crying out loud. And if I was tired, I knew he was more tired because I worked very hard for this. He's never been 12 rounds before. So we knew we had to break him down. Body shots were hurting him. But this is what it's all about, fighting the best. This is the fight game. You know, this is what we signed for.
The entire boxing community is still reeling after Teofimo Lopez stunned everyone with a retirement announcement that came out of nowhere. Following a crushing defeat to Shakur Stevenson under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden, what was meant to be a career-defining showcase quickly spiraled into one of the most emotional scenes the sport has seen in years. Within hours of the loss, Lopez shocked fans by revealing that he's stepping away from boxing effective immediately. Sitting down for a post-fight interview that will be replayed for years to come, Teofimo looked visibly broken. His voice lacked its usual fire. His eyes told a different story, and the words that followed hit like a gut punch. In that moment, he didn't just talk about a loss. He delivered a statement that sent ripples through the entire fight world and instantly became one of the most unforgettable moments of 2026.
You can't tell me I'm not great. You cannot tell me I'm not the double greatest since Muhammad Ali. This is what I do. This is what I do best. Now, just to steer it up, I might retire after this. Retirement, man. I'm kind of tired.
Teofimo didn't hide the hurt. Speaking with raw emotion, he admitted he was finished. He said he emptied everything he had into that fight and still came up short. The toll, both mentally and personally, had become too heavy. According to him, this wasn't just another loss. It was the final chapter of his career that no one saw it coming. Not the fans inside the arena, not the viewers watching from home. A former lightweight champion announcing his exit like that, moments after a loss, stunned the entire sport. Almost instantly, social media lit up. Reactions poured in from every direction. Shock, heartbreak, confusion, and disbelief, all asking the same question. Is this really how Teofimo Lopez's story ends? But before breaking down the retirement itself and what it means for boxing moving forward, we need to rewind and look at what unfolded between the ropes. Because what happened in that ring explains everything. This wasn't just a defeat. It was a breakdown caused by a flawless showing from Shakur Stevenson. Shakur delivered a technical clinic, controlling the pace, the distance, and every exchange, proving once again why many believe he's among the most complete fighters in the sport today. That if you want this darker, more cinematic, or cut tighter for a viral YouTube doc, just tell me the vibe and I'll lock it in.
What's millions if you could make hundreds?
Of millions?
Yeah.
You believe you can make hundreds of millions outside of boxing?
I believe so, yes I do.
Well, I understand where you would get your confidence.
Very first bell, Shakur took ownership of the fight. He dictated the tempo, controlled the space, and bent the bout to his will with elite footwork and next-level defense. Every round felt like it was being fought on his terms. Teofimo tried to come out fast, especially early, pushing forward with aggression and hunting for the heavy shots his camp had been hyping all week. But none of it landed clean. Shakur stayed just out of reach, slipping punches by inches and making Teofimo pay with sharp, accurate counters. Each clean shot snapped Teofimo's head back and caught the judge's attention, piling up points with surgical precision. By the fourth round, the shift was obvious. Teofimo's movement stiffened, his confidence faded, and his frustration started showing through his posture. No matter what adjustment he attempted, Shakur's composure, defense, and ring intelligence shut every door in front of him. That if you want this more brutal, more emotional, or shortened for YouTube retention, say the word and I'll tailor it.
I'm very happy. The name of the game in boxing is hit and don't get hit. I'm a master of it. I didn't get hit, and I hate the guy more than he hit me. So it was a great performance for me. I'm happy with it.
Inside insiders later revealed that Teofimo's corner could be heard begging him to slow things down, urging him to stay composed and wait for clean openings instead of rushing into danger. But the advice came too late. The sixth round turned into a nightmare. Shakur cracked Lopez with a slick three-shot sequence that visibly stunned him and sent him retreating to the ropes just to survive. Madison Square Garden exploded as Stevenson smelled blood and flipped the switch. The same fighter critics once questioned for lacking a finishing gear suddenly poured on the pressure, unloading heavy shots on a wounded Teofimo. Lopez barely made it out of the round, saved more by heart than defense. By then, the damage was obvious. His face marked up, his expression searching for solutions that simply weren't there. From round 7 through 9, it was no longer competitive. Shakur was fully in control, operating with total confidence, breaking Teofimo down piece by piece. What was supposed to be a showcase moment for Lopez instead became a reminder of just how ordinary even elite fighters can look when matched against someone operating at a completely different level. But if you want this even darker, shorter for reels, or amped up for documentary-style narration, just say the word.
Well, Shakur, congratulations. Biggest fight of your career. You come up with looked like the finest performance of your career. Was that the performance you were looking for?
Nah, I came in here to prove a point. It wasn't the performance I was looking for because I came in here trying to prove a point and I was trying to fight.
Lopez tried to generate momentum. Stevenson instantly neutralized it with sharp timing, smooth foot movement, and pinpoint counters that not only won rounds, but steadily drained Teofimo's belief. One person sitting ringside compared it to watching a grandmaster dismantle an opponent who was still learning the game, with Shakur always several moves ahead. In the 10th, Teofimo made one last all-out surge, unloading everything he had left in hopes of landing a fight-changing shot. And for a brief moment, a few clean connections sparked the crowd. But Stevenson stayed composed, absorbed the pressure, and answered back with crisp combinations of his own. By the championship rounds, the scene was tough for Lopez supporters to witness. Teofimo looked exhausted and broken in spirit, while Shakur calmly closed the show and coasted to a clear dot.
My opponent was a hell of an opponent. He came in here, he pushed me to another level. He made me make adjustments in there, he made me think a little bit. And I had to show y'all that I'm a dog too. Y'all keep saying that I'm a runner, I'm pillow-fisted, so I kind of stood there in the pocket.
Final bell sounded. The outcome felt inevitable to everyone inside Madison Square Garden, and Teofimo knew it too, his face showing pure heartbreak as the moment settled in. The judges' cards read 118 to 110, 117 to 111, and 119 to 109, all for Shakur Stevenson, confirming a dominant performance that was far more lopsided than the fight itself suggested. As Shakur celebrated the victory with his corner, Teofimo remained still in his own, visibly shaken by the realization that his absolute best fell short on boxing's biggest stage, while Stevenson's elite defense and control told the full story of the night.
Biggest stage. Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, it was a great performance, man. He came in with a game plan. He didn't.
The in-ring interview after the fight was awkward and short, with Teofimo offering clipped responses and clearly eager to escape the moment. But it was the backstage sit-down that truly revealed how deeply this loss affected him. Still marked from the punishment he took, Lopez spoke with an honesty rarely seen from him as he reflected on both the fight and his future, admitting that Shakur was simply superior on the night. He acknowledged that Stevenson followed his strategy flawlessly and left him without answers, giving him full respect for the performance. That level of humility stunned many fans, as Teofimo has long been known for his loud confidence and reluctance to praise opponents, even when things didn't go his way.
When Teofimo Lopez said, listen, everyone knows I won this fight, 90% of the people here were cheering for Lopez coming in. They all booed him after he said that.
Everything changed as Teofimo began to speak about what this defeat meant for his future beyond the ring. His voice softened and nearly broke as he reflected on a lifetime devoted to boxing, explaining that he had given up his youth, personal connections, and physical well-being in pursuit of greatness. Years of relentless training, sacrifice, and punishment suddenly weighed on him in that moment. He admitted that he truly believed he had the ability to stand above everyone else, but this fight forced him to confront a hard reality about his limits. That raw self-awareness was difficult to hear, especially for longtime supporters who had watched his rise from the very beginning.
So that didn't shock me. By the way, I don't think he was badly hurt with the first knockout. I think what he was more hurt by was realizing this little motherfucker's coming out there and winning round after round, outlanding him. He knew by the middle of that fight he had to turn something around. And by the way, he gave it a little bit more early in the second half of the fight.
When the interviewer pressed him on whether this was just raw emotion or a real decision to leave the sport at only 27, Teofimo didn't hesitate. He stared straight into the camera and delivered words that instantly froze the room, announcing that he was officially done with boxing, calling this bout his final appearance, and saying he had nothing more to prove or give. He explained that his priorities had shifted toward his family and his long-term health, making it clear this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment reaction. The atmosphere turned heavy as everyone absorbed the announcement, with the interviewer visibly stunned and at a loss for words. Within seconds, the boxing world exploded online, as fans across social media platforms reacted with shock, disbelief, and emotion to a moment that may define an entire era.
If Tio is Gordo, and not just coming in trying to hammer damage, and blah, 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 if he's Gordo, you got something going. There's gonna be a lot of IQ up in it. Yo, I mean, which one of the two beat Loma? Which one of the two beat Josh Taylor?
Actions poured in instantly, with fans split on whether Teofimo's words should be taken at face value. One supporter tweeted that there was no chance he was truly done, calling it an emotional response to defeat and predicting he'd be talking comeback fights within weeks. Another fan took a more emotional tone, saying it was painful to watch and thanking Teofimo for the unforgettable moments he gave the sport if this really was the end. That sparked a wider debate across boxing circles about whether this announcement was a genuine retirement or simply the raw aftermath of a crushing loss that he might later reconsider. Analysts and insiders quickly weighed in as well, with ESPN's Timothy Bradley posting that Teofimo is one of the most gifted fighters of his era and urging him to slow down and carefully think before making such a permanent decision.
Teofimo Lopez, from a degree, he does have a high boxing IQ as well. He does. I mean, he was able to deal with Lomachenko. He was able to deal with Taylor and other guys. You know, he does possess a high boxing IQ. He has that explosiveness or that elite athleticism.
Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach weighed in, noting that while losing a major fight is devastating, stepping away from the sport at just 27 is extreme. The kid still has at least 5 to 10 years of elite boxing left in him, he said. Yet some insiders close to Teofimo weren't entirely shocked by the retirement announcement. One source told reporters that Lopez had confided to his inner circle that a loss to Shakur could mark the end of his career, explaining that he had poured everything into this camp and this fight. That insight makes it clear this decision might not be a knee-jerk reaction, but something Teofimo had genuinely considered. During the post-fight interview, he also reflected on the physical toll boxing has taken on his body after years of grueling training and countless fights, further explaining why stepping away felt necessary.
But I'm leaning towards Teofimo. Okay. Just because I like him. I like him more. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay. And then
Lopez spoke candidly, his pain evident as he shared the toll boxing has taken on his body. My hands ache every day. My back hurts. My head hurts. I'm 27, but I feel like I'm 40 from all the punishment I've absorbed. These concerns highlight the harsh reality many fighters face, but rarely discuss while still competing. Years of sparring and grueling fights take a serious physical and mental toll, and more athletes, especially younger ones, are becoming aware of the long-term effects. Teofimo also opened up about his family, reflecting on how this loss and his possible retirement would affect his life at home. My son is growing up. I want to be there for him. I want to stay healthy for him. What's the point of being a champion if I can't remember his childhood? That heartfelt statement struck a chord with fans and non-fans alike, reminding everyone that life outside the ring often matters more than belts and accolades.
The wall.
He was the world champion. There is no comparison to Shakur's style and my son's style. Yeah. My son is more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? He has more, how you call it? He has more,
There's that it factor.
what do you call it when you have a lot of,
The emotional gravity of the moment was palpable, touching even seasoned boxing journalists who have witnessed countless high-stakes bouts. Teofimo's father, who has been both his trainer and guiding force throughout his career, was visibly moved in the background and declined to comment when approached, underscoring the intense and sometimes complicated nature of their relationship. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson, conducting his own post-fight interviews, was asked about Lopez's retirement announcement. He responded with measured respect. I respect whatever decision Teofimo makes. Boxing is a tough sport. If he feels it's time to step away, that's his choice, but he's a hell of a fighter. Shakur's gracious acknowledgement highlighted the respect between warriors, standing in stark contrast to the trash talk that had filled the fight build-up.
My granddad is focused, I'm focused, we all locked in on the task, but Teofimo Sr. is nowhere to be found. Last night he was in the lobby, drugged out, head over heels.
I don't gotta worry about that. You
So at the
focusing
end of
on
the
me,
day,
B.
right now,
Yes, you is.
he's
Yes,
emotional.
you is.
That's why he acting
focus
That's why
on
like
you
that.
clowning, clown.
As news of Teofimo's retirement spread, reactions poured in from across the boxing world. Former rival Vasily Lomachenko praised him, saying, "Teofimo is a true warrior. Whatever he decides, he should be proud of his career and accomplishments." Current lightweight champion Gervonta Davis chimed in on Twitter, expressing, "Damn, I was hoping we could run it back one day. Respect to Teofimo for everything he's achieved in this sport." The outpouring of support from peers highlights the respect Lopez has earned, despite controversies and outspoken moments during his career. Veteran promoter Bob Arum also weighed in, cautioning, "I hope Teofimo takes time before making any final decisions. Retirement calls right after tough losses are often reconsidered once emotions settle, and the fighter has time to reflect."
He said he's the last fight with ESPN. Well, he's in no position to say that because Top Rank has an exclusive deal with ESPN, and he'll fight with whatever network we want to put the fight on.
Boxing history is full of moments where fighters announce retirement in the heat of defeat, only to return months or even years later for another run. Yet, there was something in Teofimo's words and the pain in his eyes that set this moment apart, suggesting this might not be one of those fleeting retirements. Already, fans and analysts are debating where Lopez will rank among his generation if this truly marks the end of his career. His resume boasts wins over elite opponents like Vasily Lomachenko, Richard Cummey, and other top-tier fighters, achievements that will remain as hallmarks of his era. At his peak, Teofimo combined lightning speed, devastating power, and unshakable confidence, making him one of the most electrifying and compelling athletes to watch in modern boxing.
Oh, I'm very happy. The name of the game in boxing is hit and don't get hit. I'm a master of it. I didn't get hit, and I hate the guy more than he hit me. So it was a great performance for me. I'm happy with it.
Teofimo still holds his WBC legacy, but his career has also been marked by inconsistency and bouts of wavering motivation, which kept him from reaching his full potential. If he truly steps away at just 27, boxing will lose one of its most electrifying yet occasionally frustrating talents, a fighter who showed flashes of greatness but never quite fulfilled his ceiling. The coming weeks will be critical as Lopez reflects on the loss, spends time with his family, and decides whether this retirement is final or simply an emotional reaction. For now, the sport watches and waits to see if we've genuinely witnessed the end of Teofimo Lopez's journey, or if this is just another unpredictable chapter in his career. For continuous updates on breaking news, iconic moments, and all things boxing, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay in the loop.